Hello again, and it's Wee Bob back again. Before I go any further, this is New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you have a good 2025 coming ahead, and all the best from me, and all the best for your channels. I've came across some great channels. Ian Hill the Ramblings is one of the best channels I've found this year. Really lovely guy, and between him and Del Boy, watching them just talk nonsense on a Wednesday is one of my favourite weekly things to do. So it's been nice this Christmas period to catch up with all those videos. Unfortunately, I'm running out of them, so get your finger out, guys, and get some more videos out there. Although you do a heck of a lot of them, but the live ones I especially appreciate. So I thought I'd play some pinball while we talk through my top 21 movies of 2024. Now I just uploaded the previous part of this. If I can get my computer to catch up with the world. What's wrong? Oh, because I've unplugged my controller. So let's get that plugged back in. Depends on when you're doing that, as long as it doesn't kill everything. Okay, hey, now we're working. Oh dear, right, so let's look at tables. What do we have? Tables. I've got quite a lot of tables on this because I bought a few in the sale, and let's I own 103 tables. Let's find one that we can put on that is kind of fun to play. Well, one of my favourites will go with Jaws, and again, I've just got a pinball this year, and really loving it. So anyway, on with the movie list. So let's restart the game first. These are the previous list was of movies I've seen, and this is a bit different. This is the ones that are in my top 21. So at number 21 is The Substance, and The Substance is a great movie. However, I technically agree with Ian on this one to do with the end of the movie. I wasn't as keen on the end of the movie, but I thought the style, the beginning of the movie, and the acting, especially Dennis Quaid, I thought he was such a good character. So I really enjoyed The Substance. It's not like anything I've really ever seen before. So it was a very different movie. I remember seeing the cinema when I was at the cinema with my boy. Oh, rubbish. When I was at the cinema with my boy, the advert come on, and it was a very good trailer because it didn't really give much away as to what the movie was about. And so anyway, I get to buy it again because it's still lit. So yeah, The Substance with Demi Moore's performance was great. The new girl, I think she's somebody's, is she Andy McDowell's kid from Groundhog Day? I think. This is terrible. Let's restart again. Sorry about that. So yeah, 21 is The Substance. So 20 is Venom, The Last Dance. So Venom, The Last Dance is the third part of the Venom trilogy from Marvel, I guess. It must be Marvel. Again, I'm not a big comic book person, or I don't know much about comic books. I obviously know like most people do about Batman and Superman and Spider-Man, but Venom, so my wife and I watched the number 1, 2 and 3 one after the other, and my wife loves Venom as well. Eddie, kind of funny, kind of third person voice in your head type thing, and oh jeez, this is terrible. I'm just going to keep going this time. this is really that bad. So Eddie. So yeah, Venom Part 3. I don't think it gets great reviews, but we enjoyed it. I think it helped watching them one after the other. I think it was like one per night we watched. We didn't watch them like all in one go. So if you like Venom, if you like kind of Spider-Man, I know it's not Spider-Man before I get into trouble. But yeah, Venom was a very good movie. So that's made number 20 on my list. Number 19 was higher up my list, but I have pushed it down the list mainly due to lack of originality. And I didn't actually like the movie. When I didn't not like it, it was just it didn't meet the expectations that the hype had given. I was hyped up and I avoided the adverts. I remember sitting in the cinema with my wife and we were there to watch, I think it was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and the advert came on for this. And I'd literally shut my eyes and went la 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 la. Obviously not very loud, but loud enough that I could therefore not hear the advert or the trailer for the movie. And that movie was Alien Romulus. Now, it gets a lot of criticism, and quite rightly so, but it's made my top 19 because on subsequent rewatches, I've actually really enjoyed it. I actually really like it. I don't know whether it's the updated special effects. It's not an Alien Covenant. It's not a Prometheus. It's yeah. I'd have to say it's went up my expectation list. Maybe the best way for me to put it. So that's number 19 on the list. So number 18 is, and I was talking about this actor earlier on, having taken on like the role of the new. Let me just find a new table because that one is not going well because I'm too busy talking. So yes, New Year's Eve. I hope you are all having a nice time. If you're watching this on New Year's Eve, well, that's good. Thank you. We'll go with Jurassic Park. No, the one I want the actual Jurassic Park. Now, if you've got MetaQuest and you can plug in your PC, you can actually play Pinball FX on VR using because it's the Unreal Engine. It's there's a download UEVR. You can use that. So yeah, where we? Yes, this actor has taken on the role of kind of the new Tom Cruise, the new kind of Ryan Gosling, the kind of modern day one, and that is Twisters. I can't remember the guy's name. It's terrible. So he's clearly, is it Powell? Maybe, I don't know. But Twisters again because of originality, it's slipped down the list. Didn't have as many nods to the original as I maybe would have liked. It's a bit weird because Alien Romulus had all these really bad kind of fan. What's the word? There's a word for it. Fan. Giving stuff to the fans of the series with really bad corny lines that should never have been used, which made no sense as Kev down the rabbit hole told us. And what was my thought process there? So yeah, that's why it's kind of slipped down the list. Whereas in Twisters, they didn't feel they gave enough nods to the previous version. I was hoping for some sort of kind of at least Bill Paxton kind of acknowledgement. And the movie is kind of just almost a repeat of the original movie, just bigger, better special effects because it's now 30 years down the line or something like that. Oh, that's me. Did I die? I died. Lost the ball. So that's number 18 on the list is Twisters. Just while I remember, hope you have a good new year, Swifto, if you watch this. And all the best for 2025, mate. I've still to reply. I said I was reply to you. I wrote a reply at like 2 in the morning to a comment you made that was massive. And I did read the full comment and I just barely keep my eyes on them. So I meant to reply to it. I haven't done that yet. So apologies for that. I do have like quite a lot of awards on this table because I've played it so much. But when you're talking, it's a bit different. So, number 17 on the list, one that probably splits opinions to a certain extent, but is loved by a lot of people, and it is down on the list in terms of ranking because of, again, originality. There's not much originality to the movie or the... So it's Deadpool and Wolverine, which I always say is Deadpool versus Wolverine, which I know it's not, but I keep saying that. So yeah, Deadpool versus, there we go, Deadpool and Wolverine, which I loved. I actually loved Deadpool and Wolverine because I like Deadpool as a character. I like his sense of humour. I know it's not everybody's, but I find of all the Marvel type stuff, it's probably my favourite because it's so out on the edge of, like, I much prefer it to Avengers or anything like that. If you could delete all the kind of, what do you call it, the Avenger movies and just have Deadpool, I would quite happily do that because I don't find the Avenger movies particularly interesting. And just because I like humour, I like a lot of humour in that type of movie. Out again. See, I'm died because I'm dissing the Avengers. Sorry, Dale. So what's next? Next on my list is a movie that was kind of unexpected. It was a good movie. It's the original, in my opinion. It's Abigail, and I know that Ian meant to have it on his list, and they maybe forgot to put it on there. But Abigail was about the ballerina, and she turns out to be a wee bit more than just a girl who are a group of people go to try and hold her ransom, and well, they might happen to regret it. So I'll not give you any more spoilers on that, but the kind of the movie poster gives it away, I guess, in some ways. So yeah, Abigail is now at number 16 on my list of movies that I loved. Where I went time-wise, we're at 11 minutes at the moment. So we're doing alright. I was kind of hoping for another half hour, maybe, and that makes the whole thing about an hour. Oh, Robert. That's me, lost all my lives. Not terrible. Man, my score on this is 67 million, which even ends only 555 in the ranking. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put on... Yeah, so John Carpenter's The Thing. You wait until the sea lights up and then you fire the ball and it should give you the skill shot. So there we go. Oh, nearly out already. Excuse me, so where were we? Let me just catch the ball at the moment. We've got Abigail at 15. We've got Civil War, which is Kirsten Dunst and the girl from Alien Romulus. I think it's Kaylee Spaney, I want to say, who a lot of people think should have played Ellie in The Last of Us TV show, and she does look like her a fair bit. I probably agree to a certain extent that I think we could have chose a different actress. However, Bella Ramsey, don't remember her name, but I know she's in Game of Thrones, if that's her name. She's a very good actress, but she just doesn't seem to kind of fit the bill. Don't quite know why, it just didn't sit right with me when I was watching it. But that's neither here nor there. She did a good job in The Last of Us season 1, so I'll watch it. My family seem to enjoy it with her in the role. They've never played the game, so they don't know what it is. I would say to Ian Held the Ramblings, that I think you are missing out a wee bit on gaming when it comes to things like The Last of Us, which is a horror game, and it's an epic story. I mean, it's amazing. So even if you could watch a playthrough of somebody playing it, I would highly recommend it. I'm going back through it just now and enjoying it. I have thought about doing playthroughs, but I don't like sitting on this and then trying to play because I end up doing rubbish. So just catching the ball again here. So where are we? Civil War at 15. So 14's a bit of a out there one. I think it got really, really bad reviews. And it's a movie called Jackpot. And I don't remember everybody that's in it. I know John Cena's in it. And I just thought it was hilarious. I loved the movie. In essence, it's like you get nominated to win the lottery, and if you want to win the money, you've got to survive everybody trying to kill you. And I just thought it led to some really hilarious scenes and very slapsticky kind of humour, which my wife doesn't normally like, but she loved it. And yeah, so I need to actually watch it again. I've only watched it once, but so Jackpot is my next one. So just try and see if I can right through the middle, ball out. Oh well. So that would be 14. So excuse me. 13 is Strange Darling, which Ian's done a review of, and I would agree it's a fantastic movie, and I'm not going to give much more away than it's to do with the final day of a serial killer. Brilliant movie, and it was a bit of a surprise, didn't know anything about it, and enjoyed it. So that's Strange Darling, worth a watch. Still, I'm just too busy concentrating here. This microphone's in my way. I need to catch the ball so I can look at my list. Ball save. Next on the list, let me see. 12 is Late Night with the Devil. It's the game show, kind of not a game show, but it's like an old style talk show, bringing on guests with special features to them, and it turns into horror, and it's really well shot. Really, kind of had that Holdovers vibe, where they've went out their way to give the particular 60s kind of vibe, and it really works well. The guy I'm sure is in Suicide Squad, the kind of host guy. He's in kind of a weird looking guy, but he's in quite a lot of things. Ball out. Damn it. Damn it. He said damn it as well. So number 11 is The Beekeeper, with Jason Statham. And The Beekeeper is a kind of shut your brain off, forget about thinking about stories and lovely writing, and just think about a guy who wants to kick butts because he's annoyed with a certain section of society and a certain scamming people. So yeah, definitely worth a watch if you like a good bit of action and a good bit of vengeance, like Death Wish or Rambo or First Blood. Somebody's done wrong, and well, the wrongs need to be righted. So alright, so that's number 11. 10 was kind of quite a surprise for me because I wasn't expecting to enjoy it, and that's Transformers 1. It's the animated movie that's come out with kind of origin story for Megatron and Optimus Prime. Really enjoyed it, and wasn't expecting to because I was animated, and I think it's all ball out. That's me dead. No.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Just wait here for a little while.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? Yeah, I'll put on a different table just to kind of keep things shaken up a wee bit. I know it's still pinball, but we can put on. So that's number 10. So we're into the top 10. Top 10, yeah. Top 10. So top 10, Transformers 1. 10 is Transformers 1. Number 9 is a movie aimed at kids, and it is not that Chucky is, because it definitely is not. Kind of cool mask at the top there, you've kind of got to shove back the way to start the mission. Love ball saved. So number 9 is The Wild Robot, which is a great movie. It's just such a heart fuzzy feeling movie about a kind of robot that's meant to help people, but it's abandoned and it's trying to find purpose in life, and it finds this little thing that it needs to help, and it's about them building a friendship and a relationship, and yeah, it's just a great movie. So well worth a watch if you haven't seen The Wild Robot. No, I need to restart, that's terrible. Anyway, number 8 is a newish movie that's not long out, and a lot of people are kind of raving about it, and it's The Heretic. Now, I am into my theology, and I'm into my philosophy. I do a lot of reading on especially theology, having been brought up in a kind of religious background. So I do find I found Heretic very intriguing, having read a lot of what is talked about at the beginning of the movie. So once you've seen it, you'll get what I mean. But ultimately, the movie's about two Mormon girls who visit a person's house. In this case, it's played by Hugh Grant, and what happens after they enter the house, where they try to bring him to be a believer in the LDS church, and the doctrine that Joseph Smith brought forward. Very interesting, very thoughtful, and it kind of goes darker and horror, and so I'll leave it there, but it's worth a watch. Speak No Evil is at number 7, and I know this is at the top of a lot of people's lists. Ball out. So Speak No Evil, James McAvoy. They go to a place in Ireland, I think, and I enjoyed it. I think the only thing I struggled with Speak No Evil was the wife. The wife is played, and I can never remember her name, and once you see the movie poster, which I did in a previous video, you'll know her name hopefully, but she's the girl who played the kind of kick-ass lady in Terminator Dark Fate, and to see her in this role where she's kind of no helpless as such, but she's in much weaker, a much weaker role. I struggled a wee bit because I was expecting her just to break out the kind of kick-ass Dark Fate moves. Okay, so let's see, what was that number? That was Speak No Evil. So we're into the top 6. Next one's one that kind of just appeared. I've seen reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't tend to watch trailers, and it's called Caddo Lake. I want to say Caddo Lake. Now, I'm not going to tell you much more than I knew nothing about what this movie was about other than a person that vanishes, and that was it. From I think that made all the difference. So my suggestion would be, if you've not heard of Caddo Lake, don't look anything up about it. Don't try to see who's in it or who had influence or anything like that. Just watch the movie, because I think it made the experience a whole lot better. Excuse me. So we're into the top 5, and we're at 23 minutes, so we should hopefully make the half-hour mark. Like it says, Christmas is on Christmas Eve. I kind of wish it was Christmas Eve, because then I'd have loads of holidays left before going back to work, which I don't go back to work until Monday, so I've still got a good number of days left. Oh, hey. Ugh. I haven't played this table as much as I did with, what do you call it? The thing. Anyway, so 5. The 5 might be further down the list than other people would perhaps like, but it's Maxine, which is the 3rd movie. And Ian mentions this, that it's a kind of standalone movie, and I would agree. I watched X, then Peril, then Maxine, and for me, I didn't really get on with Peril. I don't know if it was the age that it was set in. I think maybe if it was 80s, and that's why I like Maxine, because it's 80s, that I might have enjoyed Peril a lot more. It took me several watches of Peril to actually get through to the end. I ended up watching it fully after seeing at least kind of half the movie a number of times. So Maxine's a great movie. It's the way it's shot, it feels like the Terminator. I don't know why, there's kind of a Terminator vibe of the 80s in there. So yeah, Maxine is number 5 on my list. So number 4, and you could argue that this is not as original as, because I said originality mattered, but I felt this was original, and maybe because I was a wee bit worried about this being bad, because the first 2 movies are great. Oh, damn it. Is that me dead? Yeah. So I'll change the table again, but the first 2 movies that were made of this, yeah, this movie is The Quiet Place Day 1, and I just was astounded by the movie. It was just so good. It was just such a good origin story for the trilogy, and because it didn't have any kind of relation to the 2 other previous movies, I think it helped, because the new actors were amazing, and the guy that plays the guy in it, who's also in Stranger Things as, what's his name, Eddie Munn, can't even remember his name in Stranger Things, but he's kind of the guy that does the whole what do you call it? Anyway, so that's number 4, Quiet Place Day 1, really good movie, worth a watch. Number 3, again, I could argue this shouldn't be number 3 because it's not really original, and I would say Fury Road is better, and you'll have guessed it since I said Fury Road, and that's Furiosa, with, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy, playing the role of our younger Furiosa. Yeah, I really enjoyed. I went to the cinema to see it. I was in the cinema. It was just me, and then one other person turned up who sat right in front of me, which was really weird, considering the whole cinema was empty. So, well, to be fair, they didn't sit right in front of me. They sat like a chair along from me, just the seat, the kind of row in front of me, and I was just like, really? And they turned up obviously just as the adverts had finished, so I was expecting I'll get the whole cinema to myself, and then didn't. But they never made any kind of issues. It wasn't like they were obviously just the same as me, kind of not a single guy because I'm not a single guy, but a single patron coming to see the movie that they wanted to see with all the hassle of day one release where you've got to deal with usually a more crowded cinema. So that's Mad Max Fury Road. No, it's not. It's Furiosa, which is at number 3. Number 2 is a movie I went to see with my boy, and been to the cinema more this year than ever before, certainly in recent years. And that movie's Trap with Josh Hartnett, who I loved in The Faculty, another movie I absolutely love from quite a while back. Again, I think the thing that worked for me with this movie is I knew nothing about it. I had seen a trailer for it, and I knew it was M. Night Shyamalan, if that's how you say his name. I knew it was kind of his movie, so I was expecting a twist, Sixth Sense, I was expecting something. And I actually went in thinking it was something to do with vampires. I thought the movie was to do with vampires. I thought it was something to do with them being trapped by this Lady Raven, she was going to turn out to be like head of a vampire cult or something. That's where my brain had went to way before the movie began, and based on the trailers that I'd seen. So when it turned out that it was not to do with that, it was to do with Josh Hartnett being the kind of main person, I was quite taken aback because there's one scene where he goes into the bathroom and he gets his phone out, and I was like, what's he looking at? And when they show you what he's looking at, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming, which I think really made the movie a lot better. My boy loved it as well. So anyway, we're at 29 minutes. Okay, so the final movie on my list is one called White Bird, and it's a movie about harbouring a Jew during the Nazi War, or the Second World War. It stars Gillian Anderson's in it. She plays a role in it. She's not the main part of it, but I thought it was worth mentioning because I know how much Ian likes Gillian Anderson. And she does play a role in this movie, and it's really just a very good movie. It's kind of an older lady telling her grandson a story about the war and about a person that she met. Again, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it was when I was going through the list of movies I'd seen this year, and that popped up, and I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot about that movie, and it probably does sit at number 1 on my movie list for this year. And I think it's just because not many people talk about it that it fell off the radar a wee bit. So yeah, it's called White Bird. Definitely worth having a look at if you've not seen it. I'd highly recommend it. If you like The Book Thief, if you remember that movie, sort of felt similar to that. But again, I'm struggling to remember what The Book Thief story was about, other than the kind of main theme. Oops, lost the ball straight away there. But anyway, I'm going to stop playing that now. So White Bird, that's my top 21 movies. I hope you all have a great new year. I hope all the best for 2025. I know it'll have its ups and downs because we say every year we get to the end of 2024 and we'll say, oh, I'm glad that years are gone. But we'll get to the end of next year and we'll say, I'm glad that year's gone. I've had my ups and my downs in 2024, as everybody has. But I like to leave in the positives. That there's a lot of positive things in my life. Many of them are the people on YouTube, the Swiftos, the Mainmeisters, the Down in Rabbit Holes, the Dale Boys, the Ian Hill, the Ramblings, mainly from the Wee Bob side, and obviously I do my art stuff, which is a bit more, and I'm hoping to do more videos, so we'll see how that goes. And there's many other people who I know out there that I love to watch Lawn Boys post, but I know I'm not as big a part of the community as other people are. I'm kind of in the fringes. I hope Dean's okay. I haven't caught up with him or his community updates recently. That'd be Escape to Gaming. But regardless, all the best for 2025, everybody. And I hope you like my list. Give me your comments down below. As Ian would say, help like this video and all that stuff. It does help it out in the YouTubes and more people to see it. And all the best. And Wee Bob is out. Thank you. Bye bye.